Good morning friends, this is Ravi here once again from TCA Training and Development, and today I am going to talk about data science life cycle. Data science is definitely one of the hottest job in this 2020 era, and definitely coming 10 to 15 years down the line, data science has been emerging as the one of the most popular job market for global industry of IT and IT services, be it for banking and different sectors. So we here at TCA Training and Development provide a Master in Data Science course which deals with entire data science, machine learning and deep learning, clubbed with data visualization, Tableau, Power BI, Matplotlib, Plotly and other things, like there are computer vision and NLP in that club together as a 6 months modular program, which is completely live project based training which we deliver here at pan India basis. So actually myself Ravi, I look after the entire data science training program execution and R&D for this company. So I have been asked today to introduce you guys with data science life cycle. So this is a very interesting topic. Before anyone goes for a course called so-called data science, definitely that person must have understanding and a clear understanding of what exactly is data science life cycle is, how data science life cycle works, and what are the different phases and stages of a study which is required for this entire data scientist course or to become a data scientist. See, this data scientist, you say machine learning, deep learning, these are these days has become a buzzwords and has created a huge confusion as well in the learner's mind that what exactly should learn and what not to learn. So to cater some information here in a very proper and short brief manner, I have drawn a diagram which has talked about all seven steps and stages which one data scientist should undergo while studying about data science completely. Now these 8 stages starts with business understanding, the first, the second as data mining, the third as data cleaning, fourth as data exploration, fifth as feature engineering, sixth as predictive modeling, seventh as data visualization, and eighth as the deployment of the model, and definitely the optimization need to be taken further. So this entire, let me do one thing, I'll explain you guys one by one. Like for a data scientist, it's very important for any learners to have a clear understanding of what exactly you need to work on. So you're not going to develop a project, you're not going to create or write a program to create a software. You are actually, as a data scientist, you will be involved into a process which is a business process, starting from zero to the last level, to the hero level, from where A to Z processes you need to undergo with. You even need to have knowledge of programming little bit. You will be able to do, you have to be able to do the codes. You need to have the understanding of statistics. One of the most important part, most and foremost important part is the stats. If you are from the background of statistics, even economics or maths, that helps a lot. The computer engineers are definitely the one, can also be the choice of data scientist in the top MNC these days. But however, stats and mathematics, probability, these things matters a lot. So these all ideas definitely arises when there comes a requirement, the understanding of a business where you need to work as a data scientist. So understanding of business is required, and if you ask me what exactly one should learn over here, so you need to learn to the frequency of asking relevant question about the business to understand the goal of the business. Let's say a businessman asks you to create a model onto predictive, or let's say any descriptive, or be it any other way out. So you need to first understand that business, and you need to tackle the objective of the business. You need to define the different objectives for the problems that need to be tackled through business. Let's say example of a fraud detection system. So you need to detect the frauds are made these days through credit cards or any other system. So for that, you need to understand how that process works, how credit card works, how that gets settled, how are, you know, that can be fraud, and how can people be involved in doing their hacking and other aspects in during this, you know, execution of the entire process. So that's the business understanding. This is the most important part and the foremost important part of as a data scientist to go for. Second is data mining. Data mining, as an data scientist, you need to understand, in data mining you need to understand and gather the data. Means mining means what? If you have understood the mining industry, even what do exactly people do into mining industry? In mining industry, they actually work to create or mine the actual raw data. In that raw data, further, you know, or you say a scrap, that further is taken for cleaning, and then henceforth engineering and exploration. I'll come one by one. So for data mining, we need to gather and scrape the data necessary for the project. Then comes the third, the data cleaning. Definitely, if you have gathered a raw and scrap of data, which is you have just mined, definitely the data are not at the level where you can start analyzing it. It has to be cleaned, it has to be engineered, it has to be explored. So you need to clean. In that case, cleaning is nothing but finding out the inconsistencies, redundancies, and different kinds of aspects related with those which need to be fixed out. So I have written here, fix the inconsistencies within the data handled by missing values. Missing values are not only the factors, there are high level factors, there are different huge aspects we need to work while cleaning a data. Cleaning a data requires huge attention as a data scientist to perform as a task. Fourth come as a data exploration. In data exploration, we create hypothesis, you know. We create a hypothesis form kind of concept where we can define a problem by visualizing or analyzing the data. So here comes the analyzing and visualization of data. It's not exactly the entire visualization we need to do here. We just need to create a hypothesis kind of. If you are a programmer, you might have been creating flowcharts before you go on to writing a code for, or created pseudocode and other things. So before you go for analyzing or creating a model to train on a predictive analysis kind of basis, or applying algorithms on your data to perform any kinds of analysis further, why don't you explore your data, that what are the possibilities which can be again available using your data, which can be, you know, further helpful in the entire business process. So in that case, we need to explore the data by creating a form hypothesis about a defined problem by visualizing and analyzing the data. Coming with the fifth stage is very important, that is called feature engineering. So feature engineering is to select important features and construct more meaningful ones using the raw data that you are with. So let's say you are with a huge data, you have already cleaned the data, explored the data after mining the entire process, going through last 4 or 5 stages. Here comes the engineering itself is a very interesting idea. So on engineering, what exactly do? We engineer concepts, we engineer the logics, we create the business logics as an engineer to go on to solve a problems, or to reach onto a proper solution where there is a problem. So if we have a raw data, where can we construct this into a meaningful resolution, comes with engineering only. So if you have a data, you have cleaned the data, you have explored the data, all the materials are with you. Now to get it in onto a real constructive manner so that it can perform a relevant task for your business, definitely you need a feature engineering. So that's the 5th stage. The 6th stage is predictive modeling. I'll elaborate this in a little explorative way. This predictive modeling is or will be in the next coming 15, 20, 25 years down the line, the most and hottest work to do with data in this 21st century. If you ask me, the predictive modeling is again requiring the AI ideas, the machine learning and deep learning concept to train your models, to train your and create your models, so that it can be, as I have even written, train machine learning models, evaluate their preferences and use them to make predictions. So we will train models based on the data we have already collected, gathered, and we have even engineered and explored where these could be, fit and constructed in a proper manner. Then we'll go on to creating predictive modeling using different algorithms and different techniques, be it supervised, unsupervised. There are different reinforcement. So there are different ways of learning and creating models and doing predictive analysis, so that you can create a model and the model can predict something for you, as like the Google Assistant does, as like Sophia does, as like GPS itself does and routes you to the right direction, as the Google itself does and guides you for the correct direction, as the different industry works on assignment basis of you say different projects where they need to provide recommendation system kind of concept that does for you the right predictions for your business, and that always keeps on going for optimization. Definitely that will be the next and the final stages of the deployment. So coming to 7th, data visualization stage. In this, after doing all these things, definitely we need to visualize those aspects of data we actually worked on. We explored the data, we engineered the data, now we have created the models also. Now definitely we need to see how our models are performing. Definitely we need to visualize those models performance. We need to visualize those models predictions. So to visualize, there are different tools, there are different techniques. If you are using R, Python or SAS, definitely they provide their own library sets, they provide their own technique to visualize those data. If you want to use predefined tools, softwares, then you need to go for Power BI, Tableau. There are different like view kind of tools through which you can develop these things. Now after having to see entire visualization of complete data and the model you have going through and have developed with the entire data scientist process or the life cycle, definitely the last will be deployment of the phases. Definitely there comes the domain selection for further. See, if you ask me the relevant questions, how a data scientist will get a job, where will they work, and how will they be getting into real industry after learning all these things and having an idea of data science as well as AI, machine learning, deep learning, all these concepts, where can one get and set or put into position, and the job roles, what could that be? So they are different. It comes a data architect, data scientist, that comes as a data analyst, that comes as a data or a business analyst. So there are different job roles which have been created into industry. But if you ask me as a data scientist, even if you need to work on one kind of learning process or a model, you need to have all the ideas and knowledge at a very high level to perform any set of tasks as a data scientist. So if you ask me that way, how people should select a domain going further after studying all these things, they need to have a clear understanding of their vision, where they exactly want to reach. They need to do a proper analysis of the industry where they are leading. Like there are very huge demand of NLP these days, computer vision these days. There are about to huge understanding and research and development on cognitive science as well. If you ask me, cognitive science hardly people know in this world. Even if you ask me, in India there are very few people who are actually working on cognitive sciences further on exploring AI and machine learning. If you ask me how are people integrating IoT ideas in machine learning, there are very few people working on machine learning ideas with IoT, deep learning ideas and AI ideas with IoT, and connecting all those for IoT. So this, if club can be, so that way it's an ocean, that way it's a very huge field of study, you can say, and that is coming into huge demand just because of the huge number of data we are creating on every millisecond basis, and we are unable to manage those data. We are able to use those data for our business. Still we are struggling to find the right path and right ways to perform these all steps as a life cycle on a real-time data. So this is all about these, guys. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned and please subscribe our channel for further notifications, and please press the bell icon.